Hello, girls, gays, and theys. Welcome back to the channel. Hi! I've missed you so much. It's been literally forever. Today, for Pride Month, we are going to be talking about Jennifer's Body. Jennifer's Body is a 2009 cult classic film written by Diablo Cody and directed by Karen Kusama. This movie, unfortunately, was severely mismarketed, more along the lines of Jennifer steals your boyfriend, she's hot, or Twilight for boys. But really, this is a feminist horror comedy about a girl who gets wrongfully sacrificed and becomes a flesh-eating succubus. So we love that. This film tackles many themes, from male objectification to rape culture to repressed sexual feelings and heavy queer undertones.
I think we all know where this is going.
Let's be honest.
I go both ways.
Well, there it is.
Still standing as one of my all-time favorite films ever. We're going to go ahead and go through every plot point and all the themes and everything in this movie. So let's get to it. Beginning. Trapped in the closet. We open at Jennifer Check's house, seeing her laying in bed in a weakened state. As we pan around the room, we see that she is a boy band loving, popular, pretty teenage girl, and that this state that she's in right now is her worst form. As the camera moves over to her window, we see needy Lesnicki staring at her through the window menacingly.
He's just standing there. Menacingly!
Terrifying. Jen, sensing a presence is there, turns to look at her window, and we see that Needy is now gone and she's disappeared. The camera fades and we end up outside of a mental hospital, slowly zooming into a meditating Needy in her mental ward. And she's surrounded by gifts and letters from a bunch of fans, I guess.
I'm kind of the shit.
She scratches a prominent scar on her shoulder, and she narrates to us her day-to-day life in the mental facility, gym time, lunchtime, how she's the kicker.
I recommend more complex carbohydrates.
I recommend you shut the fuck up.
With that, she gets herself thrown into solitary, where she is forced to listen to a song that reminds her of home.
God. I hate this fucking song.
And then we pan to 2 months prior. A brighter, happier Jennifer appears on screen as we see her performing a flag routine at her school assembly, and Needy is cheering her on eagerly from the stands. We also see Needy's boyfriend at this time, but we don't really give a fuck about him. We know that we're here for the girls. This is also the point that we get our first gay comment of the film.
We're totally lesbian gay.
What? She's my best friend.
And how Needy tries to just kind of brush it off. But as we see Jennifer appear at her locker, inviting her to a concert, we can see that there are clear signs that there's something going on.
What time is the show?
We'll pick you up at 8:30. Wear something cute, okay?
Okay.
And anything you can do to draw attention to your mouth is good.
This is where you see the dynamics between Needy and Jennifer start to appear, and how, with Jennifer being the certified baddie of the duo, Jennifer tends to make all of the rules and Needy just follows along. You also see that they have like a weirdly psychic connection to one another.
Jennifer's here.
How do you know?
Needy, quit shampooing yourself and get down here.
Plus, you can also see the jealousy between Chip and Jen when it comes to Needy. Jennifer literally stealing his girl.
It's Mr. Steal Your Girl.
And how they just clearly hate each other. Once the girls appear at the bar, you can see that Jen is not giving any of the men in there the time of day because she knows the power that she holds over them. And as Needy is sitting there pining over Jen the entire time, Jennifer is just honed in on the allure of these beautiful, sexy bad boys, the boy band that they're going to see, Low Shoulder. To Jen, they're cool and different, and it shows that she yearns for that freedom to be herself instead of being in this small, closed-minded town, and to like get out and be free, and in a place where she can be different. As Jen falls into their trance, Needy is not taking any of it, and she is not falling for the allure at all. As they play the song from the beginning of the film, Through the Trees, you see that there is a fire that starts to erupt at the bar, and as Jen and Needy make their escape, they end up getting cornered by the lead singer of Low Shoulder, Nikolai, and he ends up luring Jen into his van. He leaves Needy there, just frozen in fear, now knowing that something terrible is about to happen to her friend. And this ends the chapter of the Jennifer that Needy has always known. The change, Jen's queerness. From this moment on, this marks Jen's first step into embracing her queerness and living out loud. As Needy gets home and she calls her boyfriend Chip, trying to explain to him what happened to Jen, he's obviously just brushing it off because he just doesn't give a fuck about the fact that Jennifer is in danger. She ends up hearing something downstairs and goes down to go investigate. And there's a moment where she literally walks downstairs and she opens up the closet, and if that does not tell you that she is literally coming out of the closet, I I don't know what else to tell you. Like, that's...
You are gay!
When Needy thinks that the coast is clear, she ends up hanging up on Chip, and then she ends up getting jump scared by Jen in the kitchen.
Dude.
Oh, hi, Jake.
At this moment, she sees that something is terribly wrong with Jen. The fact that Jen is so terrifying to Needy shows that Jen's change or queerness is terrifying to Needy.
Are you scared?
Especially the fact that it is likely showing that Needy realizes that she may not be completely straight. Jen almost attacks Needy, but choosing against it, she ends up shoving her away and running out of the house, just leaving Needy scared and afraid.
You shut up! I'm so fucking scared right now, you shut up!
When Needy comes to school the next day, you can see that the bar fire that they were at has made headlining news and how it killed 47 people that night before. While everybody in town is grieving, or everybody at the school is grieving at this time, Needy is just trying to grasp onto the concept of what the fuck happened last night at her house with Jen. And at this moment, you see that Jen walks up to Needy looking even more beautiful and better than she did the night before. Jennifer starts cracking jokes about the death of the people from the bar, and Needy is disturbed by the way that she is reacting to this news, and already this is kind of a sign of her like rejecting the new Jen. Jen now being out and proud, she is at her most powerful.
I am a god. Okay.
And on this day, she kills her first victim, a football player named Jonas. Even though Jen is happy and thriving, Needy is already growing suspicious and unnerved by Jen's new vibe, thinking that she is manipulating these men into doing what she wants so that she can eat them. Instead of realizing that these men are objectifying Jen just for being a confidently sexual person, they pay the price for that. Listen, I support women's rights and wrongs, okay? Sue me. Needy tries to tell Jen that there's something wrong with her and that she wants to help fix Jen and make her normal again, but Jen has zero interest in going back to being in the closet again, basically. So she is no longer conforming to male validation. The shift. Needy's curiosity. Now that Jen is living her life, Needy is allowing Jen to consume her every waking thought at this point and just seeing her in all of her glory. And even though she's speaking or narrating negatively about her, you can see that she is nothing short of a serial in every shot. So obviously we're in Needy's POV at this point. So the fact that she is like idolizing her in this way is a little crazy, girl. For someone that you're like, no, I hate her. She's like the worst, right? Okay, girl.
Sure, Jan.
Needy sees everybody in town grieving the loss of the people that died in the bar, while Jennifer is just thriving and just literally looking her best and just being her best version of herself. But as the people start seeing like the light again and start healing from the tragedy, Jennifer starts to lose her powers.
But you look really tired. Is everything okay?
No. I feel like boo-boo. My skin is breaking out and my hair is dull and lifeless. It's like I'm one of the normal girls.
You can see at this point, instead of searching for the male validation to get her power back, she looks to the opinions of Needy. For example, when Colin, a sweet emo boy from Needy's writing class, comes up and tries to ask out Jennifer and she just does not give him the time of day, Needy ends up telling her like, oh no, like I like him, like Colin's really sweet.
Colin's really nice. He's into maggot rock. He wears nail polish. Well, I think he's really cool.
You do? Yeah.
This causes Jen to change her mind and to invite Colin over to watch Aquamarine at her house.
Why don't you just come by my place tonight? I just got Aquamarine on DVD. It's about this girl who's like half sushi. I guess she has sex through a blowhole or something.
Unfortunately sealing his fate as victim number 2. When Needy is intimate with her boyfriend Chip, you can see that all she's thinking about and seeing is Jennifer, like she's picturing and seeing her. And even though she's in like a creepy sleep paralysis demon kind of way, she's like still thinking about her nonetheless, you know? This is showing us that Jen has consumed her every waking thought at this point. And as she's currently hooking up with Chip, you can see on the other side of town, Jennifer is currently killing Colin and gaining her power back. This shows kind of more of their weird psychic connection to one another. After running out of Chip's house and going home, Needy ends up going to crawl into her bed only to find Jennifer sleeping next to her. And as she jumps and tries to tell Jennifer to leave, Jennifer's alluring nature like brings Needy into her embrace.
Like beautiful women are gently kissing your neck. Which who doesn't love that?
And this is where they share a very passionate and much anticipated kiss. This truly solidifies their care for one another. This is also the first time that you see Needy like fully relaxed and kind of more like how she was at the beginning of the film, showing that she is more herself with Jennifer, especially in this very intimate space. So before things go too far, I guess, Needy ends up freaking out. At this point, Jennifer finally tells her about what happened to her at the end of the concert when she was in the van with the band members. And you find out that the band members of Low Shoulder end up taking Jennifer to this Devil's Kettle waterfall. It's like a strange anomaly that the town was named after, but they take her there so that they can sacrifice her, so that they can gain fame and notoriety. Yeah, this moment solidifies Jen finding comfort in men, now seeing the worst and darkest parts of them, and how the patriarchy literally destroys her body to gain power and success.
I'm sorry, Cherry, do you actually fucking hate women?
The twist is that Low Shoulder sacrificed her thinking that she was a virgin.
I'm not even a backdoor virgin anymore, thanks to Roman. I couldn't even go to Flags the next day. I had to stay home and sit on a bag of frozen peas.
And because she's not, this is why she comes back as a boy-eating succubus.
I mean, they did go all Benihana on my ass with that knife, and it should have killed me, but for some reason, it didn't.
Maybe it did.
After Jen tells Needy the story, it should lead to her understanding why Jen is doing the things that she's doing, but unfortunately, Needy ends up turning on Jen and rejecting her completely. She tells her how wrong it is, and even though Jennifer tries to convince her to let her stay...
Leave. Come on, Needy, let me stay the night. We can play boyfriend-girlfriend like we used to.
Like her literally actually opening up and telling her exactly how she feels about Needy and the kind of relationship she wants with Needy.
I want to make love to you in this club. I don't see nothing wrong with a bit of bump and grind.
Needy tells her to leave, and this is where the two paths break off, and Jen goes to lead her free life, and Needy is now on the mission to destroy that freedom. The denial. Back to her roots. So this chapter leads Needy to actively try to find ways to destroy Jennifer, now knowing exactly what she is. And she tries to explain all of this stuff to Chip, but Chip is just in his own world of like, I hate Jennifer, and he just doesn't believe anything that she says, even though she's trying to protect him. Needy now knows that Jennifer is going to kill more people at their high school homecoming dance, and to protect Chip, she ends up dumping him, saying that it's too risky for them to be together. And Chip is obviously pissed off and like, again, doesn't believe her or anything, probably because of the fact that Needy's rising obsession with Jen and constant, consuming thought about Jen likely means that she loves him or loves her more than him.
Yeah.
Colin ends up going to the dance on his own and runs into Jen on his walk there. She ends up telling him that Needy has been cheating on Chip with Colin, which is obviously a lie, and says that she's had a crush on Chip this entire time. So Chip, trying to enact his revenge on Needy, ends up making out with Jen, and she lures him to an abandoned pool up the hill. While Chip is out with Jennifer, Needy is currently at the dance waiting for Jennifer to show up so that she can stop her from killing other people. But before she even realizes it, Low Shoulder shows up to perform for the fucking school. Great. And they end up performing that song Through the Trees that now the town has taken as like their national anthem for the bar fire tragedy. But before she can even process any of that, she ends up getting another like psychic trigger basically, and realizes that Jennifer is currently hurting Chip. So she ends up running off to the abandoned pool and attacks her immediately to stop it. And after some serious reads...
Because reading is what? Fundamental!
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. 2 years ago when you were socially relevant.
I am still socially relevant.
And when you didn't need laxatives to stay skinny.
Chip stabs Jen in the gut with a pole, and now being too wounded to continue on, she scurries away while Needy is left with Chip to deal with the death of him, or metaphorically to deal with the death of her relationship with him. Needy's rage completely takes over, and we are now back at the beginning of the film in Jennifer's room, and Needy busts through Jennifer's window and slices at her with a box cutter.
Do you buy all your murder weapons at Home Depot? God, you're a bunch.
Jen bites a chunk out of Needy's shoulder, and that is where the scar that we saw in the mental ward has now come from. So now we see what that is. And after a levitation fight, you see that Needy ends up getting the upper hand because she rips off the BFF necklace that Jennifer is wearing the entire time, now severing the tie between her and Jennifer. And she stabs her in the heart, literally breaking her heart.
My tit. No. Your heart.
Laying next to Jen, Needy is now taking a breath of relief, finally thanking the Lord that she was able to kill off those feelings that she had for Jen. Or did she? Realization has now hit her that the fact that even though she has ended Jen, why does she still have this lingering feeling of longing for Jennifer?
Sandbox love never dies.
You cannot kill off a part of you that has always been there. So now we are back at the mental hospital, and we see that Needy has embraced her queerness, and with that, she ends up gaining Jennifer's powers, and she is able to levitate and break her way out of solitary confinement and ends up escaping so that she can go find the band Low Shoulder and avenge her best friend Jennifer. Finally, she's punishing the perpetrators and not the victim. Editing Alexa here. This is what I find some of my favorite details in this film that I've just always noticed that always brings me joy and brings me such severe heartbreak knowing how this movie ends, and how it's very easy to brush this off as Needy and Jennifer being best friends, and how it seems like Jennifer is just kind of the mean girl that's just like never been a good friend to Needy, but I've just never gotten that from this movie. I have only ever seen like just a tragic love story between these two women, and it's so heartbreaking. So anyway, I just want to talk about, like, first off, for example, throughout the entirety of the film, you see Jen just I fucking Needy every chance she gets. It's like from the very opening scene of them like at the assembly together, and how Needy is looking at Jen longingly with her, you know, doing her routine and everything. Just how they always look at each other. And then it goes to Jen meeting Needy at her locker, and all of a sudden you see her kind of like biting her lip and, you know, looking Needy up and down and like kind of giving her like little flirtatious looks, and how she even like when she's trying to convince her to go to the concert and Needy's like, I don't know, and she's just kind of like eyeballing her, you can see that Needy's like, oh, okay, fine. Like she's already under Jen's spell, specifically too when Needy finally agrees to it. And Jennifer's like, you know, putting her necklace in her mouth, and she's like, okay, I'll pick you up at 8, like wear something cute. Like, okay, girl, you're definitely not just friends. You know what I mean? Like that's a crazy thing to say to your best friend and be like, no, we're totally platonic. Like, girl, just kiss her already. So we go from that to like then going to the bar and seeing Needy like looking at Jen longingly, especially with Jen like holding her hand. Like she's like, she has like this moment of like, oh, I've held my friend's hands and it's been totally fine. And mind you, I'm a queer girl, okay? I know how it feels to hold a pretty girl's hand, and it makes my heart flutter. I can hold my friend's hands and be totally fine. This is not friendship. This is longing and love, okay? Look at her. She's desperate for this woman. And then you go to kind of just the hallway scene when Jennifer is changed, and how like Jennifer's like roping Needy and is like whispering in her ear like, are you scared? And she's like, yeah. Like, girl. Like, I literally get so giggly and I kick my feet every time I see these scenes. And then you skip over to when Colin is asking out Jen, and Jen's like, oh, I don't care. And Needy's like, oh, but he's so sweet. And Jennifer immediately looks at her and like looks down at her lips and like back at her. And she's like, you do? You like him? Okay. Like, girl. that is not your best friend. That is your lover. That is your lover. And then also going back to like seeing how Jen responds to Needy with men and or like with the subject of men. Like Jennifer walks up to Needy at the locker when she's inviting her to the concert and she's like, oh yeah, the band members are like extra salty. Like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, like I want them. And then she's like, yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some other guys there for you too, like some morsels for you. And I feel like it's easy to just kind of brush that off as like, oh, Jennifer doesn't like give a fuck, you know, and she's like just trying to get her man and like just leave Needy off alone. But I think genuinely when I hear her talking about men with Needy, she's like, no, I don't even want to think about her with a man. Like, I don't like, she's like jealous. She's jealous of the thought of Needy with another guy because she wants Needy. And then specifically too, when you go to them like talking to Chip, like when Jennifer is talking to Chip, like how she just like, I think it's specifically in the hallway when you see Jennifer like look at Needy and Needy's like looking for her like approval in her outfit and she kind of looks her up and down and then she looks over at Chip and she's like, you're here. Great. And, you know, it's like the best friend, like hating that the boyfriend's around. But like, no, I think that's like, no, that's my girl. Get the fuck away from her, you stupid, disgusting man, you know? And then you go to like their kiss in the middle of the movie and you're like, you're just coming off of seeing Needy with her boyfriend and like this romantic setting. He's like, oh, a little candle and you know I have this like really cool condom for you. And you know Needy's like, oh yeah, cool. And like, and it's cute, like they're cute, they're awkward, they're teenagers, you know, whatever. But then you get to Jennifer and Needy kissing and you're like, oh no, this is like romantic. Like you can see how Needy like kind of falls into it and how they just immediately like flow together so well when it comes to them like being intimate with one another and how comfortable they are. And also, in my own opinion, this is definitely not their first kiss, okay? Especially when Needy probably started dating Chip or at least started dating. They definitely practice kissing with one another and I'm sure that's probably what really started awakening a few things in their insides there. So it gave very like, this is familiar, especially when Jennifer's like, we can play boyfriend and girlfriend like we used to. Like, girl, damn, y'all was, you was into some shit, weren't you? And then that's just what makes the ending so heartbreaking is Needy ends up making it seem like Jennifer is just selfish. And she's like, you always stole my toys. Like you were never a good friend. And she wasn't a good friend because she wanted you, bitch. She wanted you to be her girlfriend, okay? Needy makes it seem like Jennifer was just never nice to her and was like never a good friend to her and was never there for her. But yet at the same time, she was like, sandbox love never dies. Like she's my best friend. Like I want to help her, especially through this entire journey that Jennifer's going through. Like Needy like wants to try to like help and like fix her. And even though it's like kind of trying to bring Jen back to old Jen where she doesn't want to be, I think Needy still has good intentions with it. She wants to help her friend like feel better and like be better. She doesn't want to see her friend suffer. And now that she knows that her friend has suffered, she just wants to fix it, you know? And even though it's just kind of like, it's like blinding her in a way where she's not realizing like Jennifer is exactly where she needs to be at this point, and she could have like taken Jennifer's side and like been with Jennifer and like been a good team together. Yeah, she just kind of brushes off their friendship as like it's just like bad and it was never good and you know like it was like nothing after all these years together. And for her to say that and then to cut to the scene of her like ripping away Jennifer's like necklace and you know them ending this battle, how it's just like heartbreaking to see Jennifer's face when she's like feels so betrayed and so sad that she's like completely cut her out of her life. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about some of those little key details for a minute. Thank you. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Conclusion, baby, you were born this way. Jennifer's Body is a cult classic that perfectly captures what we feel as women when it comes to embracing our sexuality. Jennifer stands for the true power that you can hold if you just allow yourself to be you and to be free, while Needy stands as a cautionary tale for what can happen if you try to shove down your feelings and don't allow yourself to embrace that freedom. No matter how hard you try to push away that part of yourself, this is who we are. I mean, imagine what life would have been like if Needy just allowed herself to be with Jennifer. Like, literally the baddest fucking bitches ever. Were they lovers? Were
universe.
That is going to conclude our movie deep dive. Thank you so much for joining me, and do not hesitate to leave any movie recommendations down in the comments. Follow me on all of my social media platforms, and remember to like and subscribe. From the wise words of Lady Gaga, you're on the right track, baby. I was born this way. Happy Pride Month, and remember that you are loved. Bye!